This card is currently going for over $1,500 in a PSA 10 in English, but in Japanese, it's currently going for less than $150. This card has been running up rapidly, and in English PSA 10, it's going for $800 to $900. However, in Japanese, you can find copies in a PSA 10 for just $100. The secret to collecting cheap art rare Pokemon cards is to look at the awesome Japanese market. Jokes aside, it's absolutely true. If you want to collect Japanese Pokemon cards, it's super easy, and the prices are significantly more affordable than what you are currently looking at over here in English. This is a Japanese Journey Together booster box. Yes, Journey Together is already out in Japan, or its counterpart at least. You pull yourself a secret rare inside of every single booster box, and these booster boxes are ranging for much more affordable prices than what Journey Together English booster boxes are going to go for at release. Probably half the price, and this trend continues for pretty much any other booster box. If you want to collect Japanese products, it's so incredibly easy, and the prices are really solid. And the Pokemon cards, even if you want to just collect singles, they tend to have better quality, better texture patterns, and much more affordable prices. So if you're someone that truly just wants to collect cards for their artworks, then the Japanese market is just a really awesome gem right now. If you want to pick up Japanese singles as well as sealed products, then I highly recommend you check out the sponsor of today's video, which is Buyee. Buyee has been sponsoring my channel for years, and I absolutely love their service. They make it super easy for me to pick up cool Japanese Pokemon card products from the Pokemon Center Japan directly. I use Buyee all the time to pick up exclusive products like these adorable Japanese sleeves. Too bad they're not available in English, but I picked these up from the Pokemon Center Japan for incredibly affordable prices. Using Buyee is incredibly easy, and if you'd like to learn how to use Buyee, I actually made a tutorial on how to use Buyee just a couple of months ago during the holiday season. It's super easy. It'll take you a couple of minutes to learn how to buy products directly from Japan, and you are buying these products at retail price, especially if you pick them up from the Pokemon Center Japan directly. Stuff like Terastal Festival was a ton of fun to pick up at retail price because this is a really awesome set. This is the Japanese version of Prismatic Evolutions, and it's amazing. You pull yourself a special illustration rare inside of every single booster box. Not a secret rare, you are guaranteed a special illustration rare inside of every single booster box. Why can't English be like that? Why can't we get a guaranteed special illustration rare inside of every single one of our Elite Trainer box? Because God knows those are way more expensive than these Terastal Festival booster boxes right now. Yes, these are cheaper than Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, and they come with guaranteed hits. It's criminal how incredible this set is compared to English, so definitely check out the Japanese market. The English market has gone kind of crazy with these slabs because everyone's saying, but Jake, these slabs are so hard to find in a PSA 10. So what you're telling me is you're paying $1,000 markup, 1,000% markup, because the PSA 9 has one more white speck than the PSA 10? Really? You're paying 1,000% markup because of one little white speck on the back of this card, or it's off-centered by an extra 5%? Really? Because as a collector, I'm going to tell you, I'm collecting the cards and not the slab, and I would never pay 1,000% markup on a PSA 10 of any real card. While I love PSA 10s, and this is not a stab at PSA 10 cards, if the Japanese versions of a lot of these illustration rares are significantly more affordable than the English counterpart, then yeah, the art rares are super amazing, and a lot of these cards are going for pennies on the dollar. If you think that these slabs cost $20 just to get graded, a lot of these PSA 10 cards are pretty much free because a lot of these cards are going for right around, I think, like $25 to $30. Like, it's criminal how incredibly cheap and affordable these cards are. So you can get a super awesome illustration rare collection for the price of just one single English illustration rare. For the price of that Meryl illustration rare, I'm going to be able to pick up every single one of these Japanese illustration rare, because every single one of these Japanese illustration rare, I think, currently goes for right around $30. Some of the more expensive ones, maybe 40 to 50, like maybe. and a lot of them are super duper amazing. All of these illustration rares are going for really affordable prices, right? For the exact same price as that Meryl earlier, that one single Meryl earlier, I'm able to pick up every single one of these Japanese illustration rare. Every single one of these Japanese illustration rare combined is still cheaper than that single Meryl. At this point, I think we're getting closer to that Meryl's price point. We're just starting to get closer here, guys. And I think we are going to pass that Meryl's price point at a certain point. But realistically, all of these cards combined, all of these amazing slams combined, is the exact same price as one single English illustration rare. One single English illustration rare. Like that English illustration rare Meryl is more expensive than like so many special illustration rares from Japan, even in a PSA 10. The PSA 10 cards, especially the special illustration rares, have way better texture patterns. They're just significantly more detailed. They're shinier too. They're just really, really, really awesome. And I love collecting Japanese Pokemon cards. It's absolutely, absolutely criminal how cheap and affordable these cards are. I think the singles are a little bit more comparable because I think we have here the Eevee in the Japanese form and the exact same card in its English form. And I do realize that these two cards are identical. If you can, you would prefer your native language. However, this Eevee card on the left is currently going for, I think, $100 right now in just a raw ungraded copy. And this Japanese Eevee is going for, I think, like a fifth or a quarter of the price. So significantly more affordable card in a different version. It might be a little bit more expensive now. I actually don't know the prices on these two cards, but I promise you the Japanese Eevee is way, way cheaper. So if you want to collect illustration rares, if you want to collect really cool Pokemon cards and you are on a tight budget, then the Japanese market may be for you, especially if you're just very, very savvy. Here we have another great example, and I do this all the time. I collect tons of Japanese cards, especially on display, because across the room they look absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm never reading these cards attack anyway, so I don't care what language it's currently in. This Squirtle in a PSA 10 English, I think is going for close to $300. And for that exact same price, right? For the exact same price as the English Squirtle, I am able to get the Japanese Squirtle, I am able to get myself the Japanese Charmander, and I am able to get myself the Japanese Bulbasaur. And this is just an awesome set to display. And I've done this with so many scenarios. One of the classic ones that I remember I broadcasted, that I sold the Charizard special illustration rare from the English 151 set. I sold that one single Charizard, and I was able to pick up the whole entire complete Japanese set of the Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, as well as all of their evolved forms, their evolution forms, in the exact same PSA 10 grade. I was able to get a complete PSA 10 set of Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise for just the price of one single English Charizard EX. And that was a great trade-off in my opinion, because I was able to really enhance the display of my collection for realistically, one English cards for 9 awesome Japanese cards. Sign me up for those 9 Japanese cards all day long because they look amazing, super awesome texture pattern, and so much cheaper. And that's the real crazy thing is, I think, obviously, if I had the option between picking up an English Magikarp at $1,500 or a Japanese Magikarp at $125, I would rather have 15, 20 Japanese PSA 10 Magikarp over that single English Magikarp any day of the week. And if you prefer the English one, go ahead, spend your, $1,500 on a single PSA 10. But I'm going to stay strong with a much more affordable price point as just a budget collector. So that's my thought process at the end of the day. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.